Hi everyone, I just had the pleasure of spending the weekend down at the Penrith Craft Fair with Alyssa from Designs Made by Me and also Michelle and Debbie. Lots of people bought a cutter while they're down there, and I'm sure there's some existing owners that might like to know how to do this. I was lucky enough to spend some time with Alyssa at her house getting nearly one-on-one tutorials, and this is something she taught me, and I've used it quite a lot. When you're making something like in the picture here with this sidestep card, you need to know where your start point is going to be so you can position the rest of your lines, and it's really quite simple. I've got the instructions from Split Coast Stampers off someone's tutorial blog, and I've just copied and pasted them onto the screen so you can see what I'm seeing. If you want to actually see the actual tutorial, just go to Split Coast Stampers, and they're creating it with a score buddy and a trimmer. But we don't need to do that anymore. We're going to create it and we're going to put it in our blue book, and we are going to make these whenever we want. It takes minutes once you've created the file. I'll be doing some things on my keyboard. Obviously you can't see that, but the main thing is I'm going to be pressing C to open my transformation window. You can press other letters to make that open, or you can do it over here by the tools menu and clicking transform. If I had something on my screen that would actually open something. I just restarted the video because I got confused with where my positions were with X and Y. You will see me use those in a few minutes. I'm not going to work in wireframe because I've been lazy and I haven't converted this text here to actual imaging. I'll show you what happens. If I was to cut this right now, all of these words are going to cut. You can fix that, but I'll show you at another tutorial. Okay, so let's get started. I'm working in inches, so my page is set in inches, 12 by 12. You don't need to set it 12 by 12, that's just what I've got as a default. So I'm going to create a piece of let's imagine cardstock, 5.5 by 8.5 inches. Just drawing it what I think the size should be, selecting it. Now I'm just going to press C on my keyboard, opening my condense window. Obviously my guesstimate is wrong. I'm typing 5.5 wide by 8.5 high, and I'm clicking apply. Accidentally hit duplicate, so ignore me. So now I've got this piece of cardstock hanging around on my screen and nowhere really to know how to measure. So if I click position up here, I am going to click 0, 0, and it's going to put the cardstock in the bottom left hand corner. So this is my 0 position. This is where my X and Y now comes in. The instructions are telling me to make a cut line at 3 inches on the cardstock, starting at 1 inch all the way up to 6.5 inches. Now I could turn my grid on, but this is actually quite easy. I'm going to guess this is about 3 inches. I'm going to draw a line, hold my shift key down and let go. I've got a perfectly straight line, but we don't know where it is. Select the line, go to position and tell it that you want it 3 inches from the left, so I'm using my X, and I want it 1 inch from the base of the card because she's telling me to start 1 inch from the bottom, and I'm clicking apply and it's moving it to exactly where I want it. The next instruction is telling me that I want to score at 2.5 on the 2.5 section at 4.5 inches high. So I'll guess that is about here. Again, holding my shift key down, letting go. That's not right. Do it again. Holding my shift key down, letting go. Now, if I was to cut this right now, this is a cut line. We need to change that. You can do it before you put it in, or you can do it after. So I'll show you what I just did. I've selected the line, I've gone to settings and selected brush, kiss cut and apply. I tend to do this instead of just utilizing the kiss cut line from the beginning. This gives you a default kiss cut line, and you might not like the density of it. I usually just open this and change it to what I want. So we've done that now, and our kiss cut line is in the wrong position. So we need to go to position and tell it that we want it 4 inches, 4.5 4.25 inches from the bottom of the card, starting at 3 inches from the left hand side, and I'm clicking apply and hoping that that's in the right position. Yeah, it's splitting the card in half. Okay, so 4 1/4 is exactly half of 8 1/2, so that's right. Score at the 3-inch wide section at 1, 2, 3 1/4 and 4 1/4. So same thing again. I'll do it properly. So we'll do it again. Just draw a line across, holding shift key down. Because I haven't changed my brush settings, I'm still in Kiss Cut, so that's great. Selecting that line. Now it needs to be at 1 inch. So left to right, it is starting at 0. Top to bottom, we need it at 1 inch high. The next one is going to be at 2 inches. So all I'm going to do is click duplicate, change my Y position to 2 inches and hit apply. The same thing again. Next one is 3 1/4 inches. 3.25 inches. Did I duplicate? I don't think I did. Apply. No, I didn't. So duplicate to apply. And the last one is at 4 1/2. So duplicate 4.5, apply. I think we're getting there. It appears that I might be missing some instructions. 4 1/2, and there is another one at 6 1/2. It's just been cut off the screen. So one more. Duplicate 6.5. Okay. How easy was that? I'm just quickly checking. I believe that there is something wrong because this line here should be equal with this line here. So I know that because the original file was meant to be cutting, the cut line was meant to be from 1 inch to 6 1/2 inches, and this line here is meant to be at 6 1/2 inches. So let's check where that line is. It's at 6 1/2 inches. My page is the right size, so this line here is not right. That line should be 5 1/2 inches long. That's better. So you've just seen me do the whole thing, and I didn't find my error until the project was finished. I do that quite often. The only reason I knew it was wrong is because I'm actually looking at the Stampin' Up picture on the other side. I'll see if I can grab it and I'll show you how come I knew it was wrong. I would have known when I cut it, but let's see what I'm seeing. So you can see their cut line there, and I can see their score lines, and there wasn't an excess cut line over here. So sometimes it pays to just keep an eye on what you're doing. If you're like me and you have so much cardstock it's ridiculous, you might not care wasting it. Okay, so I have actually created this file, and all of these dotted lines here are score lines, and this dark line here and up the center here is a cut line. Now what I want to do, I'm actually going to see if I can edit this. I can't. Well, I'm going to delete this information here. I'll leave everything else on the page though, because I want to be able to give reference to the person who provided the tutorial if I ever put this on my blog as a completed card. So what I'm going to do now, I'll take all this information out because we no longer need it. I'm going to Control A, which is select all. I don't mind this being all the way over here, but you might not like that because it does, you know, opens up a little bit weirdly on your screen. So I'm just going to size all of this so it fits on my 12 by 12 page, and I will just quickly show you how to convert this. this is currently a cut file. If you remember at the beginning, I said that would cut because I haven't converted it. So I've highlighted it. I'm going to image, convert to image, and OK. Now I'll put it in wireframe so you can see what's going to happen. This is a cut file that you can see all the letters there. They're going to cut. This here is now lettering. That's not going to cut. It's a really good idea when you're designing things. If you want to write yourself notes, that's perfectly okay, but always convert to image. Otherwise you might forget that it's a cut file and you will cut right through your project. So right now I am saving a reference to where I got the idea from. I'm saving a picture and I'm actually saving my file. I'm going to go out of wireframe because I like to be able to see that this is a kiss cut line, and when I go in wireframe it converts to a solid line visually, even though I know it's a kiss cut, but this just makes me happy seeing it that way. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to highlight everything either by putting a red box around it, that's one way, or Control A is another way, or edit, and there should be a select all option, but it's not jumping out at me, but it is there somewhere. Control A. Oh. Actually, I haven't done one thing that I should do. I don't want any of these lines to move, and I don't think they're going to, but let's just make sure I'm selecting everything, clicking shape and grouping. Now they're going to move as a whole. I'll show you what would happen if I didn't do that. I could go like this, and the outside of my card is now separated from my actual score lines. So I'll just undo that, select it all, shape, group. Putting it in my blue book. This is your blue book here. It is a library of designs. So selecting everything, clicking blue book. Yours is going to look different to mine because I've created my own files. You might have more, you might have less. I've created a folder called card bases. If you don't have one and you want to create it, you just simply click the create button. It will create a new folder for you and you name it. Once you've got that folder, you just simply click on it, click add. Now everything I just created is now in my blue book, and I can show you that by clicking my blue book, clicking card bases, and here it is here. I would love to be able to name the file something, and I'm sure that you can, I just don't know how to do that. These buttons here, I think you can write a note. I haven't got that far into it and I don't know if I ever would use it, so I haven't really investigated it. This takes you back to your main blue book screen. And then you can just exit out of it. So thank you for watching. I hope you give it a go and let me know how you go. I will use this file in a moment and make sure it cuts beautifully, and I will try and upload the file to my blog for you to download. Ideally though, I'd love for you to create it for yourself. So good luck, and visit me at penny@bushcreations@blogspot.com and let me know how you went. See ya.